What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. It is me, Kiara, and today I'm answering questions, child. I got a lot of responses and comments on a couple of my videos, and I just want to take this time to answer some of them. So I recently lost 50 pounds by going gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free, and cane sugar-free because I found out I was intolerant to a lot of those foods. And people are just really curious, and so we just gonna get to it, okay? So one of the questions say, how did you stop eating sugar? I've tried it, but it is super hard. The short answer is I did not stop eating sugar. I stopped eating cane sugar specifically. I have natural sugars all the time. You should not deprive your body of natural sugars because your brain needs sugar to function, okay? But I cut cane sugar, so that means a lot of the foods that we find on our grocery store shelves, I no longer consume because they contain loads of that extra processed sugar, which is really bad for us. So I cut that out. So that means I'm not buying normal ketchups and pasta sauces and most condiments, packaged cereals. A lot of breads have extra sugar in it. Just things that you would never think has sugar in it. It has sugar in it. And obviously that means cakes, cookies, and pies, things like that. But basically the way to do that is to slowly cut those things out. So let's say, I can give the example of if you are a person who has been eating 10 cupcakes a day for the past however long, right? The way that you cut sugar out is by eating less of that thing. You wean yourself off of it until you no longer need to consume that. And the reason you do that is because once you cut something out cold turkey, you can have adverse reactions and then you'll reach a point where you want to binge again. And so if you eat 10 cupcakes a day, tomorrow eat 9, the next day eat 8, the next day do 7 until you reach 1, until you no longer need that. One of the next questions is, well, what do you eat then? Well, I have a lot of videos on what it is that I eat in a day and things like that. What I eat at work, what do I snack on, things like that. But the short answer is rice, chicken, sometimes shrimp, fish, turkey meat, potatoes. There are gluten-free pastas, there are gluten-free breads, there are gluten-free cereals. There's a lot of things that you can eat. And I know it sounds crazy because when I first found out that I had food intolerance, I thought, well, what will I eat? I thought that there was no life without gluten or dairy or cane sugar, right? But there is, and if you look at my page, I have a lot of proof. What type of test did you get? The test that I got is specifically for IgG and IgA. It's basically a test that reveals how your stomach tissues react to certain foods. And that could be a high category or it could be lower category. And the things that I cut out was all high category stuff. Do I have recipes that I can share? I do. If you go to kiaranow.com and subscribe to my email list, I do send out recipes through email. But also if you go to my TikTok, this is my TikTok account right here. There is a playlist that is called recipes and there are recipes on there as well. But there is a cookbook coming, so stay tuned for that. Can you name the items you use to replace sugar? Yes, I can. I use date sugar, I use honey, I use blue agave, I use date syrup. Those are usually my main 4. I know a lot of other people use coconut sugar or monk fruit sweetener. I personally don't use those, but I heard that they're just as good. Do you have a sweet tooth? I love sweets. The older I get, I can't seem to kick it. Baby, yes, I do have a sweet tooth. Luckily for you, I do have a few videos on the snacks that I like to eat or bake. Actually, I just posted a brownie video and a peanut butter cookie video as well. But I eat ice cream. I make my own at home. Maybe I'll do a video on that one day. But yeah, when I want something sweet, I know what to do. I know how to make it. I know how to do that for myself. The difference is that I do not crave like a snack cake like I used to. Baby, Little Debbie was my bestie, okay? And I would go to the stores and buy donuts and cakes, fudge rounds and brownies and oatmeal cream pies. So I was buying all of that stuff. I don't crave that stuff anymore. And I'll tell you something about craving. If you happen to crave sugar all the time, there is a bacteria that lives in the gut that wants that sugar. And every time you eat like that, you feed that bacteria. But once you stop eating that or stop feeding that bacteria, all of those processed things, the symptoms or those cravings will start to die down, okay? So just keep that in mind. If you are still craving something, there's still some bacteria that lives there that wants that. Are you telling me you lost all that weight with 10 minutes on a treadmill, 15 minutes of dumbbells, and 10 minutes on the treadmill plus a healthy diet? Yes, but that process changed as I progressed because there is a such thing as a plateau. You lose a certain amount of weight and then your body is like, all right, we're used to this. You might need to change up your stress. You might need to change up the heaviness of your weights, and you do have to increase your protein and make changes within your diet as well. But initially, absolutely, I lost weight by doing just that. So I'm in love with cheese. So how do you not eat it? Or yogurt? Do you replace them with something? As far as cheese is concerned, I use a vegan cheese. What I'll say about vegan cheese obviously is not the exact same as cheese. It is a substitute, so you cannot expect that it's going to taste exactly the same, but it does get the job done. I have found a vegan cheese that I actually like. And it's by a brand called Chow. I did used to have this brand called Daya cheese, but they recently changed their recipes, so I don't really buy them like that anymore. But it just you just have to try different cheeses to find what you like. As far as yogurt, I never really cared about yogurt, although I did eat it because of the healthy bacteria that lives in yogurt. But yogurt was never a necessity for me. But there are coconut yogurts, there are soy yogurts, there's other kind of yogurts out there besides dairy. I've gotten this question so many times. How tall are you? I'm 5'2". I'm a shorty. While I understand why people want to know my height is because they kind of want to compare and see, well, if she's 5'2" and I'm 5'2", then this is what I look like at that weight and at this weight. That's not a valid way to judge what you would look like if you were at my specific weight, because we hold weight very differently. We have different bone densities, we have different muscle mass and body fat percentages. And so just because I'm 5'2" and when I weighed 196, and you might not look like that at 5'2" and 196, right? Some people are top heavy, some people are bottom heavy. It just depends on what your chemical makeup is and how you hold that weight. What's your exercise routine? Do you do a lot of core workouts? So my exercise routine consists of a cardio warm up of maybe 15 to 20 minutes, and then I start to do weights, and then I stretch, and then I go home. A lot of people ask if I focus on core, like they try to figure out how to lose the belly fat. But when you start to burn fat by way of eating differently, because that's how you lose body fat, and incorporating gym workouts or just being active in general, your body fat will go no matter where it is at. It's not like you'll lose, leg fat, but not your stomach fat. Wherever your body fat is, you'll lose your body fat percentage no matter what you're doing. I never targeted my gut. It just, because I was eating healthier, it just got smaller like the rest of my body. Now, if you want to tighten up the stomach muscles, then that's where you can focus on zeroing in on those specific abdominal muscles. But as far as fat is concerned, that will just go when you start to lose weight. I did do core exercises, but it wasn't part of my daily routine at all. What's wrong with cane sugar? Ooh, child. The cane sugar that is ready for your grocery store shelves is so processed, and it has things in it because it is not usually just cane sugar. It goes through a very, very extensive process that eventually makes it very unhealthy for you to consume, especially in high amounts. So I would just encourage to Google the cane sugar process and just see for yourself what that looks like, and understand why it's detrimental to your vital organs. I also see a lot of people asking about, can I provide my doctor's information? You would just get on Google and look for a naturopathic doctor, because that's what I started to see. I started to see a naturopathic doctor as opposed to going to my normal medical doctor, because I was wanting to get to the root of my issue. There are naturopathic doctors everywhere. So just get on Google, find one that is near you or ones that take virtual visits. Someone said, wait, hold up, your allergies and sinus issues resolved? Yes, they did, and I'll tell you why. When I was consuming gluten and dairy and cane sugar, it causes a lot of inflammation in the body. And when you think about sinus and allergies, it's because you have inflammation that lives not only here, the rest of your body as well. But because I constantly had inflammation, this was always compromised and swollen. So when my body wanted to purge germs and things like that, it had a hard time doing that because of the swelling, because everything was a little bit constricted. That's what sinus infections are. It's when you can't get proper cleaning and airflow through there, or it's too dry, or it's just way too inflamed. So once I stopped doing those things, I noticed that sinus and allergy issues were no longer a factor. I didn't need to use my neti pot anymore. I didn't need to use my saline spray or my allergy pills anymore. How do I go gluten, dairy, and cane sugar free? I don't understand. All you do is just cut those things out. You read the back of your labels, you make sure no gluten exists. I would say also consult with your doctor as well, because I did this because I had an intolerance. I know how to find proper nutrition for myself. And if you are gluten intolerant, then you're in the right place. But if you are not gluten intolerant, or you don't know what that actually means, just consult with your doctor and see what diet works best for you. And there are more questions, but this is going to be my last one, at least for this video, unless you guys want to see more videos like this. It says, may I have your motivation? Listen, I don't stay motivated. Motivation is not what got me here. Okay, motivation is fleeting. When I wake up in the morning, I'm not always motivated to get my day started. I'm not always motivated to eat a salad. I'm not always motivated to go to the gym. I'm not always motivated to do what's right, right? It's fleeting. Okay, but what I did have was discipline. Now that's very, very different, right? You wake up in the morning, and even though you don't feel like it, you get up and do it anyways. That's what discipline is. You don't quite feel like it, you don't have the energy, you don't like whatever, but you made a decision to better your life. And so discipline is what will get you from this point to this point, not motivation. If you rely on motivation, you will not make it to the goal that you're trying to get to, because somewhere that motivation will be gone. Okay, I hope that y'all like this video. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if you want to see more videos just like this one answering more questions.